Hello and welcome back to Rage Gaming and more Diablo 4 with Season 10 launching just yesterday as I make this video. We got a bunch of new main seasonal mechanics and things that you're going to be working on. So I want to quickly cover these topics to inform you of how it's working in the live version and give you lots of advice around that. So let's just get straight into it. Let's start with the Chaos Rifts, which are going to be one of the most important focuses we have in the opening days. The problem with these things is the big variety they come in, the telegraph attacks they spawn out from them, the ridiculous difficulty jump they provide compared to the content around them. It's possible they keep this level of challenge for them, which, you know, you will feel on torment levels too. But with that warning out the way, they're still super important to do despite that. This is because, of course, we have to progress our rep system this time around. Viz jaq'taar, as it's called. It's the same reputation system as every season. A load of rewards, seasonal rewards, but also this is going to how you unlock a lot of your perks for the power system this time around. And as usual, you want to complete it because it's going to give you that resplendent spark to get you crafting some sort of mythic unique in a guaranteed way. They come in three main versions though: magic as a common spawn with blue text, rare which has a greater challenge but increased reward with yellow text, then you have the rarest mythic version only found in the torment difficulty but again bigger loot potential behind them. Each rift comes with their own mods, these special affixes that change their reward. You might find a Helltide rift has cinder rewards, so get a pile of them as you complete the rift. Any one of them could also provide the reputation bonus reward, which is maybe the most important one at this moment. So paying attention to the rewards and making sure you do the ones you care most about is very important. But yes, the Viz jaq'taar Veneration, that's the rep mod you're looking for on these rifts. Outside of that, you're going to find experience and bonus XP buffs from them, gem fragments, the cinders if you're in a Helltide, even Nightmare Sigil ones. You've got Infernal Warp ones, Obel ones, Optosight for your masterworking, and Chaos Armor. All of those are only Torment though. So yeah, lots of variety there, lots of potent rewards for sure. You're going to find them in a few locations, such as Helltides, all over the place. You can see them on the map, and when you get close to them, there's these like hands. You need to go click on them and activate them, and then it spews out a bunch of enemies, waves and dangerous telegraphs come out of it, and then you deal with a big bad at the end of it, based on the level and difficulty of that rift. It can be pretty challenging compared to the stuff around it, but obviously with all the rewards, it's important to do. Another version that you can find though from all of this is these Nightmare Dungeon Sigils with the Chaos Rift tags. These actually have a ton of portals inside of them, the most by far in one location. So by farming the Chaos Rifts, you're going to get a great pile of reputation. You're going to get the Infernal Warp you're going to need to upgrade your perks. And through that, you're going to get your initial boost of power that you will want to do sooner than later. Let's mention the Chaos perk system really quick though. These, as you probably know by now, are skill altering passives. So we have a lucky chance to affect our cooldowns with this one. More aggressive ones are going to be the legendaries that change our potion here into a kind of damage amp, giving us attack speed, movement speed, resource cost reduction, but it gives the healing potion a cooldown now. They're very potent and they come in these different forms. You have the magic ones, you have the rare ones, you have the legendary ones, and finally the uniques, which are obviously super potent and important, and you can only have one slot for one unique, whereas you can have multiple of the rest. At the end of last night, I got my first one. These come from the torment level Bartuk kills, which is a boss you find in Infernal Hordes. He requires 666 Aether to spawn, and so you're going to need to have had a pretty decent run. You can also upgrade them. As you can see, they cost more warp to upgrade, which is what that resource actually is. So we generate that by doing all of the different Chaos Rifts and get them all to level 10 to maximize them out. In regards to actually unlocking all of the unique perks, you're going to get one per Bartok kill, so you're going to have to kill him on torment levels at least 4 times total to get it all unlocked. Awesome. How do we actually maximize our rep gains to get all of this rep and stuff unlocked ASAP? Well, don't forget about your seasonal blessings. You're going to want to progress your chapters in the season journey ASAP, doing the specific challenges so that you can get to the next chapter. Once you're on chapter 2, you're going to get your first Smoldering Ashes. You get 2 from this chapter, 1 from this specific challenge, and 1 from beating all of it to progress to chapter 3, where we're going to get 2 more again, so on and so on. So you want to progress this ASAP because the blessings are relevant for the rep, which is the thing I recommend you go for first. It's 5% increase to the amount of reputation you earn from all sources with the Urn of Reputation. So 20% increase is going to tell over time. You want this as soon as possible. Of course, the other things are going to be fantastic for long-term grinding and getting your gear and everything for the end game. But right now, rep is the most important thing, so you need to get that going. And you complete chapter 2 before ever getting into torment levels, so there's not really an excuse to at least have this done as soon as you can. Not to mention, they also give you Infernal Warp as a bonus reward. What is the best source overall of rep farm? At this time, we believe it is doing Nightmare Dungeons with the Chaos Rift tag on them. Inside is going to be a pile of rifts, where you might find a couple here and there in Helltide. You're going to have a condensed location that's going to have multiple. And if you can have a Nahantu dungeon as the actual sigil specifically, those dungeons are bigger dungeons on average, which means you're going to have more rifts spawn in there compared to regular dungeons, so that's even better. And if you're lucky, because it's pure RNG, finding the rifts with the reputation mod on them, that affix, would be even better. You're going to find these Nightmare Dungeon sigils by doing the Hordes anyway, by doing Chaos Rifts in the open world, so it feeds into itself either way. But you don't want to sit on these sigils, you want to do them. Your alternative to that will be Infernal Hordes. Inside of there, killing enemies gives you rep, but in Torment levels, you get more rep, because they offer you Chaos Waves there, which you want to do every time anyway because they're just ridiculous for Aether. But they spawn this unbelievable packs and packs and packs of the Chaos enemies, which is obviously an ideal source for the reputation. So naturally, a 10 wave compass is going to be the goal, since you have more chances to be offered a Chaos Wave that way. On the other hand, outside of reputation, we of course have Infernal Warp to get our actual perks upgraded to level 10. How are you going to do that as fast as possible? Again, progressing your season journey is going to give you these massive influxes of them. By doing specific chapters, you're going to get rewards for this warp, and then by completing the chapter overall, you get more. And that just increases and increases as you progress it, so they're massive injections of it and should be targeted for that. Sadly, you can't use the Smoldering Ashes to increase the amount of warp you get, unlike reputation. But again, your best source of this is going to be doing those rifts. And the best source of rifts is the Nightmare Dungeons with that sigil. Chaos Rifts were found inside. And again, ideally Nahantu dungeons, because they're bigger dungeons on average, so you'll find more rifts within them. Here's a quick passing mention of Infernal Hordes and the Chaos Armor, though we will do full videos on this. There is a new version of the Infernal Hordes that you may have experienced, the Fleeting Hordes. These are found, as it says, pre-torment difficulty. So normal, hard, expert, and penitent. Fleeting Hordes are going to be something you find by doing Helltides and such, and you want to do them, because they're going to be a source of rep. There are only 4 waves, you get the council at the end, there's only 2 of them, super easy. As a little tip for you guys for the offerings that are available now, you want to be picking offerings that are giving you flat value, since you're not going to be able to stack offerings and get the value over time like you can with 10 waves. The flat Aether rewards, by comparison, are going to get you there a lot sooner because it ends a lot sooner. So if it gives you something like 10 Aether when you do it, or 15 like the ones that spawn the fire on you, a great run in Fleeting Hordes is more like having 200 plus Aether. So that's what you should aim for. But that's Fleeting Horde specific. In a proper Infernal Hordes, you want to go for the ones that are going to give you stacking bonuses and combine into one another. There's new options for like stacking into the concept of masses, spawning extra masses at the start of a wave, and then spawning elites or Hellborn from those masses. You invest in a concept and lean heavily into that. Lastly, Chaos Armor. These are found in Torment 1 and above. You can get these from all kinds of sources. Ultimately, any unique seems to be able to drop as a Chaos version, as we've seen. Cotton got his first one as a Legion event reward. Josh got his first one after killing Bartok. Bartok again is that special boss only found on Torment levels in the Infernal Hordes. He requires 666 Aether to summon, but offers you Chaos uniques as a reward, so he's a great source of that. Rifts in general, though, in Torment 1 and above have that chance to drop them too, and since we're going to be doing them all the time, you'll see them from there too. You also get free Chaos Armor when finishing the Season Story questline as another source, by the way. We seem to have all got the Mother's Embrace helmet, so that's likely a guaranteed specific one, but it is one that's another important source to at least mention. Chaos Armor ultimately is the same regular unique, but in an armor slot specifically, with a bonus like 20% increase to the roll. It always rolls max affixes, comes with at least 1 GA. They're incredible. You want to be running as much Chaos Armor as possible. So farming that out is going to be vital. We'll be back for a full guide on all this stuff very soon. But yeah, that's my quick overview of the new seasonal mechanics and advice I can give you from the day one grind experience. More guides coming your way as we sink our teeth in. Until then, I've been Hollow, you've been you. Thanks for watching.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.